Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel, Danielle Uncut. I know you guys have been waiting for me to be uncut, and so today I am going to talk to you a little bit about my experience with labor and delivery. I am 2 months postpartum. I have been just all into mom life, trying to figure out. You can't really figure it out. You just kind of go day by day. So labor first, or actually birth plan first. So birth plan is really what everybody hears, talks about, wants to know about as you get closer and closer to your due date. And honestly, how do you plan something you've never done? That's how I felt. So I felt the entire pregnancy. It was just like, I don't understand how I'm supposed to plan this. I've never done this before. None of my friends I take that back. I did talk to my friends who had babies, but they were kind of the same way. So I wasn't sure, and I didn't know, I didn't understand how to plan that. So I did what I could do. Like, maybe I'll try natural. And then if I feel like the pain is too intense, I'll get an epidural. And that was really, as far as I could get, because I didn't know. I didn't understand that. That's just me, just being honest. So first thing, that was the whole plan. Like, okay, I'm gonna try natural. Skip to labor, because really, that's really what that's really what I kept researching, Googling, Dr. Google. How do I know if I'm in labor? How do I know if I'm in labor? What are the signs to look for when I'm in labor? At least twice a day. Just especially by my 9th month. Just how do I know? That's what I need to know, is how do I know? And so here goes nothing. So it was January 13th at 12:50. That is when I woke up and my bed was wet. And I was like, so surely I didn't pee in the bed, because by your 9th month, you're literally like, if you hear water, you're like, oh, I have to pee. If you drink a cup of water, you're like, yep, I gotta pee. You can eat a grape and be like, I have to pee. So I was like, I know I did not just pee in the bed, because I probably had just went to the bathroom 2 minutes ago. Like, that's how we living out here. So it's no way. And it's really wet, so there's no way I had that much. My bladder can't even hold that much. So I wake up my husband. Well, before I wake up my husband, I go to the bathroom because I had to pee. And I was like, oh, well, there's the mucus plug, which is a part of it. And then I'm like, all right, I don't know if my water broke. But I think it did. So I wake him up, because he went to all the classes with me. Like, we are both Team Isaac all the way. Just, if I didn't Google it, he Googled it. That's just how we work. So I'm like, I think my water broke. And he's like, dead sleep. Goes to bed. He's like, and no, it's just cold. So side note, we have an 8 sleep, which you can change your temperature. Like, I have my side, he has his side. And during pregnancy, I was always hot. Sweating all the time. Just, hot. Disgustingly hot. So I would have my bed on cool, very, very cold. And he just assumed that the bed was cold. I'm like, no, I know the difference between cold and wet. But okay, you're asleep. So come out the room, go back to Dr. Google, like, does this mean my water broke? How do I know my water broke? And by that time, I'm not really panicking, but Dr. Google is not giving me enough. It's just not doing enough for me. So it's 12:50, it's about 1:30. I text my sister, like, what do I do? Should I call the doctor? What do you think? What do you think? She's like, please call the doctor. I'm like, okay. So I called the doctor. Sure enough, or the nurse hotline. Scratch that. I called the nurse hotline. Her nurse hotline says, because it's 1:30 in the morning. If this is not an emergency and you continue with this call and we contact the doctor on staff, you'll be charged. So I hang up because I'm like, is your water breaking an emergency? Especially if you don't know that your water is breaking or not. Like, how do you know this? Between that time, again, it's confusing because in your 9th month, you literally go to the bathroom so much. But what I noticed after, once I got to the hospital, but between 12:50 and 3:30 was that you just keep, it just keeps coming, gushing. The water just keeps gushing. And so I was like, for a while, I would just go to the bathroom. And finally, I was like, no, I'm calling the doctor. So it was 2 o'clock when I finally was like, yeah, I'm gonna call the doctor. And if they charge me, they charge me. So I called the doctor and she's like, well, are you contracting? I said, no, but I think my water broke. She said, so your water broke, but you're not contracting. Correct. You need to come in now. Okay. So, make sure all my bags were packed, wake him up, it's time to go. The doctor said, let's go. He went from like a zombie to, all right, let's go, let's get it. And so we both had our bags packed. But of course, you know, you always just want to double check everything. And then I had to make sure we had baby diaper bag ready. I forgot my breast pump, but I really wasn't worried about that at the time. I was just like, you know, things are happening. Let's get out of here. Pack my snack, because what I did read was they don't let you eat once they admit you. And I'm like, well, it's like 3 in the morning, which is my normal snack time. So let me grab a snack. So grab some strawberries and some grapes, some crackers, get in the car, call my mom. His parents are gonna meet us there. We get there and we are admitted by 4 o'clock. And so they tell me that they want to induce me because my contractions started after my water broke. So my water broke and I called her by 2. I did not start contracting until about 2:30, 3 o'clock. Definitely by 3, because when we were on the highway, I was contracting. It was not intense pain, but it was noticeable. So I'm like trying to eat my strawberries and my grapes, but I can't really enjoy it because I'm like, oh, I can feel the pain. And he's like, so I'm driving as fast as I can. We're not gonna have the baby in the car right now. No, but I can feel the pain. Like I can. It's real. So my birth plan is to not have an epidural. By the time I get to the hospital and they say we're inducing you, I'm like, so I'm probably gonna do the epidural, because they say when you get induced, the pain is like 10 times what it would be if you were completely natural. So I'm like, yeah, I'm not playing with pain. Like I don't see the point. So once they get me admitted and everything, they give me a half a dose of something to soften my cervix, because I'm still at 1 centimeter when I get there. My water has broken. I am contracting, but I am 1 centimeter, which is what I was at my last doctor's appointment. So I was mind blown. My thumbs were a little hurt because I had been walking. A lot. Like a lot. So I just was like, I don't understand why it's only 1 centimeter, but okay. So I'm like, glad we don't have to go back home. Glad my contractions have come, because I could tell, and they had told me that not contracting but water breaking is not good, but it's not alarming yet. So fine. So I'm like, all right. So of course, you know, I'm praying, we're praying, everybody is praying and sleep except me. By the time they give me this medicine, the pain is slowly rising. It's not terrible, but I'm not talking. I'm not watching TV. I'm not playing on my phone. I'm not texting anybody. I'm just laying in the bed. Of course, you have the nurses coming in and out, in and out. Time is just going. By 8 o'clock, I'm like, I'm really hungry. Like, can I eat? So my first nurse was like, no, you can't eat. My second nurse was like, yeah, let's get you some breakfast. I'm like, thank you. Thank you, Lord. Thank you. Give me the breakfast. Eat everything on the plate. And after that was my last meal for the rest of labor. And the medicine, I'm still not dilating fast enough. So give me my second dose of medicine. By 12 o'clock, they start the Pitocin. I can tell the difference. I'm still hanging on. I know I'm gonna do the epidural. I just don't know when. By then, the nurse is like, hey, listen, the doctor is saying that you can do the epidural whenever you're ready. And I'm like, okay. But I'm still just hanging on. I'm still really quiet. When the contractions come, I'm just holding on to the bed, squeezing the bed. But I can still manage. Mind you, nothing has changed. By what time? I think it was 4 or 5 o'clock. I was finally like 5 centimeters. No. Yes. And I'm like, I'm gonna need that epidural. I'm gonna need that epidural. I'm getting this Pitocin. It's finally kicking in. We're watching the monitor. The contractions are up and down. You can also see 2 other people's contractions on my screen. And their contractions are worse. They're worse than mine. Like mine are like up, down, up, down. Like, okay, theirs are like up, 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 up. And I'm like, if that's what is next for me, then I need the epidural. I need the epidural because quiet won't be an option, and then I don't know what'll happen. But that's not what we want. So to give me the epidural, and I kid you not, I was terrified of the epidural because everybody talks about how long the needle is and blah blah blah. Whatever. That's what I have to say about that is whatever. Because by that time the pain was real. They give me the epidural. My lady was amazing, and she sticks it in. She's like, all right now. I was sweating so much, y'all, because I was so nervous about that needle. And she was like, honestly, most people are so tired and in so much pain that the needle is not really a big deal. She was right. By the time they gave me the epidural, I looked at the screen, and I had one of those contractions where it was up, up, up. And I was like, thank you. Thank you. I'm so happy. I could talk now. I'm fine. I can start texting people back now. Like, woo, I can breathe. Y'all, so Marquise, before the epidural, had been telling me about my contractions and like telling me about the screen. And I thought I knew what I saw. And it was not until I had the epidural that I looked at the screen and I was like, oh, now I understand what I'm looking at. Oh, now I see what y'all, I had completely just kind of like blank space. Like, I did not know what was going on. And I would not have known without that epidural helping me to come back without the pain and be like, oh, all right. We're here, we're ready. Literally did not feel anything. Amazing. I don't shout out to people who give natural births because I won't do it again. I'm not going to even pretend. It's no reason. That epidural changed everything for me. By the time the doctors were ready for me to push and stuff, I was like, sure, yeah, I can do it. I can do anything now because I can think and I'm not just focused on like, here comes the contraction. Oh my gosh. Like, yes, I'm quiet. And yes, it wasn't unbearable at the time, but literally, had I felt that one right before the epidural, I'd have been no. probably would have left the room. Anyways, so get ready to push. The pushing was hard because you can't feel, but it didn't hurt. It was just challenging because they're telling you to do something that you are surely able to do, and you know that you're fully capable of doing it, but because you can't feel, you don't know what you're doing. You just, in your mind, you're like, yes, I'm pushing, but your body is like, no, you're not. My nurse was like, so you're pushing with your face. And I was like, like, I'm trying. I thought I was pushing. I don't know. And so it wasn't until her and Marquise were like, we can see the head. And then I was like, oh, like trying harder, but I still don't know. Next thing I know, my baby is up on my chest and I'm still pushing because I don't know. And I'm like, oh my gosh, oh. So I start crying. They take the baby, and they're doing all this stuff, and there's that. So the questions that most people had was like, how can I rate the pain? Honestly, if you don't like pain, get the epidural. Just don't make it a conversation. It's not, don't shame yourself, don't feel guilty. Just do it. Just get the epidural, just make up your mind, and then everything else is smooth sailing. It's just no reason to be, and that's what that's where my comfort came from, was just no reason to be miserable when you don't have to be. It's just no reason. It's just no reason. I mean, you'll be fine. Just get the epidural. Push the baby out. I mean, that's what you're there for. It's the baby. I'm here for the baby. Like, not here for the pain. Not here to talk about how, so I lasted 5 centimeters. Got that epidural. Changed my life. I felt good. Also, I can't take anything that helps with inflammation. So for me, it was my best bet to have gotten that epidural anyway, because I would have been in 100 times more pain than the average person, because I can't take anything afterwards besides Tylenol to help with my pain management after the fact. So just things to think about is that you'll be in pain during, you'll be in pain after. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Okay, so there's that. There's my little update. I will be back with more updates in some other videos soon.